investment chat show in a Rolls Royce. This is a special edition and I'm hosting you for today. Tokwe Mark, is my name. Join me at home. I'm doing something very special today because this edition is celebrating the creator of this show and her husband. This is Mrs. Bisi Akintayo, and I will be asking her what she loves, what she admires, the values of Stephen Akintayo, and what she will say is most engaging and exciting about him. What would you say is something that changed in your life after encountering Stephen Akintayo?
Okay, I can actually say so many things have actually changed since I met Stephen Akintayo. Okay. I've officially known Stephen Akintayo for 14 years. Dated for 3 years, married for 8 years. And so for me, I used to be a very shy person. It's kind of a little bit shy, but not as I used to be. So I used to be very shy. I don't want to come out of my shell, and I have a lot within me I know I could do. And when I met him, all that actually changed. It wasn't immediate. It was a gradual process, and I kept learning from him. And today, those things which I believed I couldn't do then because of my shyness, he has been able to push me to be able to do them. And I enjoy my life better right now.
I can't believe that she said she was shy. That's a major change being around him has done, because really, I don't see you as a shy person. I think you might be introverted, but
I'm actually very
not that
shy.
you're shy. Okay, so something else that I want to ask you about Stephen is someone that his life shows a lot of his experienced success, his experienced principles work for him. What would you say you admire most about him?
Yeah, what I admire most is the fact that he never gives up. If you want something, no matter how long it's going to take, no matter what happens while he's trying to get it, he doesn't give up. He just goes for it and he makes sure he gets it. He's a go-getter, and one of the things about Stephen Akintayo is a choleric, and one of the beautiful virtues about that is that before he is done with a particular vision, he will tell you his vision for the next 30, 50 years. And before he's even done with the current one you're dealing with, and it's just like, oh, thank God, maybe we're going to have a break, like a rest. And before you know, something else just comes up and he's doing another, and he's telling you that, you know what, the vision we have for 2000, the vision we have for 2035, we have to do this, we have to do that. And from one project to another project, and that actually has really inspired me, as well as a wife, as a businesswoman, to also want to make sure that even before I finish a particular project, as an individual, I have to see the next one, and I have to also, because I remember then when I was talking about being shy, there's so many things that when I was shy I couldn't do. And I remember he would tell me, babe, you know, you can do this, I believe in you, you can do that. If I can do it, how many years do I have? Just use the same method, and trust me, you'll be able to achieve this. And by the way, he has always been my mentor. I actually started dating. He was my mentor before we started dating.
And he was to catch a babe.
He was my
mentor, your next wife.
Actually, that was not the plan. His plan wasn't to date. What actually happened was that he saw me, and I remember when he was sharing the story with me, he just looked at me and said, this girl, she's not happy, what's going on? Every time I see her, there's no joy coming from her. I just needed to help her to make sure that thing that was lacking, that joy, that happiness, I could actually help her bring it back, because I was from a broken home and I had so many other issues like that, and that was actually what
came up, but then it evolved into something
honestly
else.
I even prayed that, God, I don't want to marry this man. It's a workaholic, and this might even be very romantic, or can even have fun, like it's just
but you guys are balling.
You
know, so I'm really I like that about your relationship with your husband. But let me just ask this final question.
Okay.
You've said what you admire about him. You've said what is changed in you, and I'm at the point where I want to say, what would you want to see next in him? Because it's his birthday, so
It's his birthday. Oh, Stephen Akintayo, what do I want to see in him that I'm not even seeing, actually? So that question is kind of like, what do I still want to see in him? Because it's not as if he's working and he's not having fun. He's not taking his personal health into check. Relationship with people too is okay. He spends quality time with his family. So, but the only thing I would say is that sometimes or once in a while, in as much as he does take a break, sometimes I think at times he still needs to take 1 or 2 breaks, because sometimes he forgets that he needs to really take a break and keeps working. But I think also when it comes to fitness, yes, I think that fitness is key. I told him that he can pay me to do his fitness.
So I think that's one thing. So that's what we're going to tell him, that yes, Dr. Stephen Akintayo, the expectation your wife has for you in this new year is fitness. We want you to have 6 packs maybe in the next few years.
No. I don't want a 6 pack.
Is it because you don't want competition?
No, not because of competition. I actually do not even admire a guy with 6 pack. I have never. But I just feel that if it takes that personal fitness into more consideration, because sometimes it does. It's after, oh babe, I hope you are following with your own fitness exercise, you are doing everything. But it's one. Maybe it does first up once in a while. Later, maybe next month, next 2 months.
What changed in you from meeting Stephen Akintayo?
What changed in me? My shyness, my procrastination, my not taking. I used to look at business in a different perspective. Like sometimes you have to please everybody. So I got to know that you don't need to please everybody. You just need to get the job done. I got to know how to work with people better. I got to know how to be a good leader as well from him.
So
a lot.
What do you admire most about Dr. Stephen Akintayo?
What I admire most about him is the fact that he's a go-getter. When Stephen Akintayo wants something, no matter how many times he falls to the ground, it doesn't deter him. He will get up again and keep trying and trying. He can just use different methods until he gets it. And one thing about him is that if his heart is set on getting something, no matter what, he gets it.
So, welcome. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name?
My name is Balogun.
Oluwatobi. See as you take rest inside Rolls Royce. Did it fit you? Did it fit you?
I'm just praying that God should do it.
Okay, introduce yourself and what you do.
I'm doing handwork, and the work that I'm doing is for credential work. I used to work tire and fix, change, all those things like that. Anything issue about tire, I used to do.
You can do it. What's your educational background?
The educational background, as in
the school you went to, when did you finish? You stopped at primary school?
Yes, I stopped at primary school.
Okay. So are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
How many kids?
Just
one. Okay. So what do you need to take your vulcanizer business to a bigger level?
I need a machine, and as in the tools that we used to use is costly. So now I'm just trying to struggle and work. Maybe if I can get it. But the one that I'm using is just a little one. It's just a roadside vulcanizer, all those little machine that I'm using now.
GTEX Home is a brand with vision of having the largest green and smart estate with innovation and technology. The vision has given birth to Jasper Gardenia along the coastline of Ibejuleki, Lagos. The first green and smart affordable estate. Now, Jasper Estate is just 10 minutes away from Dangote Refinery and is just opposite the Lekki Golf Course. And guess what? The title is Gizet. Now, with 17 million naira, you can get a property here. Yes, and you can also make a down payment of 5 million naira And you can choose not to pay it at one go. There is a stretch of 24 months payment. So what that means is that you have 2 years to pay for the property. So it is pertinent you are part of what is going on here, because here, my friend, is the future.
GTEX Homes. We don't just sell properties.
We help you build your future.
Okay, so if let's assume, I'm not saying that is happening on this show, but let's assume somebody wants to invest in your organizer business. Let's say the person wants to invest 1 million naira. How will you be able to pay the person back the money and even give him interest?
When person want to invest me on the organizer work, the thing is that maybe me and the person will just discuss and we talk maybe in a month or in a week. Then we discuss how much I will be paying till.
You don't have a program yet in place,
Yes.
because you should be able to know from your current job that okay, if somebody invests 1 million to me now, I'll buy this machine. If I have this machine, let's say you are currently making 1,000 a day.
Yes.
With the help of this machine, maybe I can be doing 5,000 a day, and out of that 5,000 every week, I'll be giving the person back so amount, right? Until I finish paying, and I'll give him X interest, right? Because I always say this: the opportunity, okay, what we call luck is opportunity meeting preparation.
Yes.
Right, so you say person dey lucky, but that luck now, because he too don't ready.
Yes.
So the day that thing come, he was able to be ready
to do it.
Exactly. So I'm putting together this is what we're doing for this show, is just to inspire people and encourage people that if they want success, they can have it, but there's a process. So what 2 things I would do: number one, I'm putting together a training for you guys on how to understand business structure, right? You know, everything is not about that you have gone to school. Even if you didn't go to school, there are things you can start learning. And it's never late to be educated, either at 20 or at 40. The day you stop learning is the day you start dying. So we'll put together that training. Some people will come and train you, say this is how you put your business in place. This is not for organizer, in a way, in a modern way, such that in no time, you know, you can expand your organizer business, you know, to a good level. Okay. The second thing I'm doing is, you can move your hand. I'm giving you a check of 100,000 through our sponsor of this show. Okay. It's a grant, meaning it's a gift, right? And we'll follow up to see how you use the money. If you use it well, then me and my friends can come and see how we can invest in your business and see what comes to us. Okay, because it's business, we have to make something on the side if we invest. But this one is a gift of 100,000. So what's your name?
My name is Balogun.
Okay. Okay. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm very grateful.
You're welcome.
I'm very appreciative.
You're welcome.
So may God keep on helping you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you for coming.
Yes,
My regards to
thank
your
you, sir.
family. Yeah? Well done. You can go.
All right, thanks, sir.
Yeah.
GTEX Homes,
A subsidiary of GTEX Global, brought to you by Stephen Akintayo.
and is bringing you
Jasper Estate. It is located along the urban area of Ibeju, Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria.
This is just luxury at the tip of your fingers, with just 12 minutes drive from the Pine Tropicana.
It's 15 minutes from Dangote Refinery.
And it's 5 minutes to Lekki Town.
2 minutes from Stone Beach Resort.
It is just adjacent to the Dangote Jetty.
And if you're one that like to travel down memory lane and be in tune with the relics, Awolowo Museum is 5 minutes away. It is barely 11 minutes from Lekki Deep Sea Port.
Pick up that phone, dial that number, send that WhatsApp message to the number on your screen and secure your slot today.
Also available in Abuja, and 20% discount also apply.
Hello guys, my name is Steven Akintayo. Welcome to 360 Seconds in a Rolls Royce with me. And in this episode, I want to share with you the power of land banking. Many years ago, I remember coming to Lagos for the first time. Well, I thought I was coming to Lagos, and the house was said to be the house my mother had built. Before you know it, today now I know I landed in Songwater. We kept going. I kept dropping from the Okada and then to, pass a particular place and then move to another. And I kept getting pissed off. Why will my mother, build a house in this suburb? I mean, why? I remember growing up in Maiduguri for over 5 years. Because my mother was a civil servant, she was a breadwinner. My father's business had crumbled before I was born. Hence, we had to live in a village that there was no electricity for 5 years until we moved out of the place. Even though it was our house, we had to be doing what we call shot put. Yeah, some of you may not know what shot put is, but I understand. You could Google it, maybe you get the answer. And for me, this was like a repetition of such lifestyle. But I was foolish, I later realized, because that same house, as at that time, it was nothing. Today is worth millions. And it was the only house my mother left for us when she died, because we had nobody. And we're just, I still had my siblings, I just finished school, and we had nowhere to go. I remember in that house, some days we stayed for 3 days and there was no food, but at least we had a roof over our head. She bought that land for 8,000 naira. Today is worth a lot more. And from that experience, I've learned to invest in land banking. Today we have estates across the country, and we have a vision of having 200 estates across Africa. And just because of this, I do not look down on any piece of land. You see, the reality is this: many people have built lasting wealth with land banking. What are the ingredients you need? Number one, you have to have foresight. Number two, you have to be humble, because you're starting, with a place that looks like it's nothing today, but years later, it's going to be worth a lot more. Land banking is basically buying land for the purpose of appreciation. You're keeping it for years and waiting till when it appreciates, you can sell it for a whole lot more money. Do you know that Redeemed Christian Center campground, the first set of properties there, landed properties there, was bought for 6,000 naira. Behind Redeemed now costs millions. Do you know that Lekki, phase 1 you could still buy, or Lekki phase 2, or Lekki generally, 15 years ago you could still buy an acre for 25 million. Or you actually can buy almost 10 acres for 25 million about 20 years ago. And today, for you to get 10 acres, you're looking at 5 billion naira in Lekki. The truth remains, if you do not invest today, you will have to pay those who invested yesterday a whole lot of money. And of course, you wonder why you remain poor. You can be big, you can build wealth, not just for you, but even for your children's children, if you have foresight, if you are humble, and more importantly, if you execute. Go buy land somewhere, anywhere today, and leave it for years to appreciate. But if you're smart enough, you will buy land in the outskirts of cities. Okay, you will buy land in places that have future projects coming. You look at where is the people moving to, whether because they can afford the major cities, okay, or the main township, then where are people moving? And you want to quickly go get something there now. No matter how it looks, if you can get something in that place today, it will be worth a whole lot of money tomorrow, and you'll be glad that you did. I'm Stephen Akintayo, Africa's most sought after investment coach and serial entrepreneur. I hope you've learned a thing or two from this series. Feel free to shoot me a message if you've gotten value. Follow me across all social media platforms. I love you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day and see you next week.
My name is Steve Olu, but I'm known as Yor. I'm a broadcaster and an entertainer. I'm Steve Akintayo. I do as an investment coach, as an author, and a speaker, a show host, and now he's a presenter. So he's coming to take our work too. Them days when I do radio dramas, I used to do a lot of radio dramas for BBC.
Okay.
So when I was doing radio dramas, then they would say, okay, if you're doing more than one voice, you get paid extra. People, it's important for you to save money so money will save you. So for this show, you must make sure you watch the show, and I'm telling you that you will learn a lot, and then so you don't just make money and want to live extravagant life. Now, one thing that is important that you must know is you owe nobody, and nobody is owing you.